So the last thing I kind of want to bring up is something we've been talking about and polling people on throughout the convention this year, is the issue of branding in the industry, and the fact that we have customers come in on a daily basis that they do not understand the fact that Exodus Escape Rooms in California and Trapdoor in northern New Jersey are not the same goddamn company.
All right. So something that we as players observe of the escape room owners and the businesses in general is that y'all generally do a really bad job with your websites and with consistent branding. You end up, you go to a website and it's like, it's dark and the logo doesn't look like it looks like on your sign. You go to your sign, it doesn't look anything like whatever else. You go into the business and it looks different there. So everything is creating confusion. And then that's not even getting into the confusion that's created by the escape the room, insert city, which, and every other combination of that exists in the naming. We can't always keep it straight. And we pay as close attention to this as just about anybody. And,
Which, it's compounded by the problem that a lot of companies, they like to be the only company, and they don't like to admit that there are other companies who they might view as their competitors, which leads the customers to not understand that there are other companies. And then when they run across one, they think it's the same company. Maybe the name's only slightly different. It's a little bit confusing.
Well, there's obviously, you guys have the room name generator.
Yeah.
So, there's obviously an issue of the fact that we've got Escape the Room New York, Escape the Room Philly, Escape the Room New Jersey, Escape the Room California, Escape the Room, so that does not help. But go ahead.
One of the things that we find when we meet people who have just played an escape room, or they hear that we're bloggers about this, they're like, "Oh, I played the escape room," and it's like, "Which one?" Like, "The zombie one." And we're like, "Which one?"
The one where the guy's on a chain. Which one?
Yeah.
How do you respond to the people that come in? We had this a few times. People come in, "Oh, have you done an escape?" "Yeah, we did your location in Freehold." "Oh, how did your other one in Tom's River?" "We did your other one that was in Red Bank. We did your other location." How do you respond to that? Do you tell them, "Oh no"?
You usually say,
that's not us.
I tell them that too. That's not us.
Usually say, "No, they're the way better guys down the road."
But do you guys all say, "No, that's not us, we're our own thing," or do you guys just play it off like, don't even mention that, or you just be like, yeah, all right?
We definitely try to educate the customer every time.
Yeah.
The one analogy that I always have is the fact that you don't go to every restaurant expecting the same chef.
Yeah.
Every company is different. We're in the Hard Rock Cafe right now. I'm sure they'd be pissed if we were like, "Aren't you owned by Arnold Schwarzenegger?"
How we counter that question, or how I counter that question, not we, is I say we are all, for the most part, because I don't have any franchise locations in my region, we are all independent operators, yet we are all mutually supportive of each other, and that's how we're having brand identity.
I'm gonna say though, territories are different. So I don't know how you guys are on the West Coast, but I know on the East Coast, in New Jersey especially, we're cutthroat.
Well,
Now
we can speak to that on the West Coast too, because we're not like that.
No.
Like, we are Exodus Escape Room, and we have competitors down the street, and they know their name. Like, we are Exodus, we are on the West Coast, but we are in Orange County, and there are other brands in Orange County that have different names. I know the whole thing is that let's not use escape in the name, but everyone knows Exodus, and everyone knows the other brands and the other brands that are there, and we are all neighbors. We have a lot of, and then you go to LA, there's even more. There's a lot.
So
of
what the
brands
hell
in
are you
LA.
guys doing differently?
It's California.
It's California. People aren't being assholes out there. In the industry now.
Well, there are assholes. There are assholes. There are assholes.
There are,
California.
but not every. Like,
There's Yelp out there.
We go to cities where you go to Massachusetts, incredibly collaborative market. We've seen a lot of collaboration out of LA. I mean, not every company is involved, but like a staggering amount of them. In New York, it's not particularly collaborative. There's pockets of it, and frequently it's because we've introduced the owners to each other and been like, "You guys should be friends." But it's a thing that is hyper regional.
Is there? Is there, in our case, is it possible that there is one particular owner or chain that is cutthroat and is a jerk. And so maybe it's not just a regional thing, it's just a that company thing that kind of...
Well, I would just say I'm in San Diego. We have about 25 escape rooms. And there are some people that want to have nothing to do with collaborating. And so they just don't participate. And we really
Even not
are
even
working.
collaborating, we're talking about smearing.
Yes,
You know,
and
like
we
there's a
don't
big
care.
difference.
Let them, because someone that does business like that, at the end, it's going to show in the way they interact with customers, and it's going to end up in the long run affecting them.